Celine Pisi. My husband's name is Gorotoa. Me come from place Colonial. Me one pla family belong also me pla Oleno na line street blo here. Aplo Panguna area. Na me like story lik long. When him something, ibim come up lo time BCL walk lo start lo dikim. Isla all ground lo me pla lo here. First story me like talk long enem. Story blo one pla grandma blo me. Isla grandmother and Mary blo pasim all BCL lo dikim all ground about lo here. And bim say pasim lo oli no ken dikim. I come na mol time lo BCL na mok lo dikim na all ground. And me bakarapi all ground long all place where me play walk lo stop na walk lo move me plan about long all place na mama grandmother blo me and bim this la time and me walk lo talk straight long Rausi molo no ken dikim ground lo here and me bim got bell. Ibim got bell lo one pla baby. Na time me karim this pla baby. And me stop yet lo this la long pasim all man or BCL long no ken dikim all ground about lo here. Na time me karim this pla baby. 60s to 70 something. Na time me karim this pla baby and me bim karamapi mem no karamapi mem lo one pla kut pla blanket baby blanket or one but me karamapi mem lo one pla karamap lo piles kind lo mi pla lo say karamap long rain karamapi mem lo yana bim mok lo soim this la baby I long this la machine talk this la Mary by stop we na you pla walk lo dikim na all ground longen. Ma mi puti mem lo we na all mani walk lo toki mem no ken tromoy mem. Na me I bim strong steret. Talk no gat because me no gat hap lo stop. Pa mi stop we. Time you pla walk long dikim all ground lo mi pla. Time walk lo talk tu mi tromoy mem. Na mi strong ego tromoy mem na oli kisi mem back. This la body blongen oli ko puti mem lo kutla hap lo bim stop this la baby now bim die bim tromoy mem lo this pla dosa ya time tai lo talk long all lo no ken dikim this pla ground lo mi pla antap lo this la before my valley is changing ya number one place lo mi pla place moroni time oli no bi mok lo suruki mi pla yet na start lo this la time now bubu blo mi bim select down lik lo talk okay time moli walk lo dikim mo yet mi sabe talk yet mi say talk no ken dikim na time mami blo mi karim mi this pla baby now mi name mi blo mi this la mi name blo this la talk place oli calling me Akone lo talk place blo mi pla also mi nara pla Mary ol keta because mi bim tromoy this la pikinini girl blongen na mi call him this la pikinini name blongen also mi nara pla Mary ol keta mi bim tromoy this la Mary also mi no pikinini blongen na that's why mi call him this la also mi nara pla Mary. Now my story long how me play bim stop time me plus stop lo concentrate. Environment lo disla time now embakarapa. Time me play work lo stop lo concentrate. Hol kita dust lo concentrate. Ibim sabe ko inside long all house lo me play. Long one day, lo each day, me play must sweep him inside lo house or outside lo house, maybe 5 times. Long display one pla day. Because long dust long concentrate now, you walk long go inside now lo me pla. Now all kai lo me play no him good pla, because lo dust. Time me plan him cow, now walk lo like plan him na dick him back, all white pla dust ya, isabe stop and tap long all cow, one him up by me play dick him. Mi no kirao na em dust ya. All kita time me play stop, me play sabe kat kus all kita time. O time na van pla kai, me play oklo kai tu, me play kai lo dust. BCL time mi kisimol man lo walk, oli sabe karamapim nus blongo la. Oli karamapim all kita hap. Now why not me play? Me play no katasol. Na me play bim sabe looking all same. Ol mama blo mi pla, I carry mi pla on top lo dust. Dust lo concentrate. Maybe me experience me yet, me married steret, time me stop close to steret lo dust lo BCL. Lo concentrate. Na time me carry newborn baby blo me, one kind, dust. Inside lo house me pla mas sweep him amas pla, time lo one pla day. All kita night and day, dust must stop all kita time. Na noise belong all machine too, all kita time. Na iko mi play big pla, grown up big pla, all bikini belong mi play big pla on top long dust. Na this la something time crisis come up. Na all same crisis come up, all brothers belong me, all leave him go out, but because mi pla all same. Time mi pla lik ka, mem siki kama pinis inside lo mi pla. Mi pla no sabe one kain siki kama pinis. Na mi pla time lo mi pla grow up, mami lo mi no bim karim one pla pikinini mi disable o karim one pla pikinini mi die. No God. Mi bim stop all the time bim alright yet. Na after all same time inside lo crisis now. All brothers lo me start him sick now. Now time me look him all same. How now brother lo me seem sick. Now he die inside lo one pla here. 1 week after another, 1 month after another. How will him die too? Will him die long house straight mami boni mi pla. Firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn. Time me pla walk lo stop lo hap, all get all brother blow me, now all sister blow me, now mommy blow me, daddy blow me. All the time, only die inside lo crisis because lo dust and blame the lo dust. Have me play bim stop and me close to straight long already sin masin about ya. Because me plus stop next that's all lo this lab all concentrate ya.